Tune in to Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
South Africa beat Zimbabwe by 328 runs on the fourth day of the first cricket test to take 1-0 lead in the two-match series. Zimbabwe, needing 537 runs to avoid defeat, were all out for 208, thus losing the match by 328 runs. Earlier, Zimbabwe resumed their second innings at the overnight score of 32 for the loss of 1 wicket, with Prince Maswere batting on 5, but they lost their second inning at the overnight total of 32. Yes, at the same total, they lost their second wicket. Nick Welch was the second to go, and he was out without scoring on the very first ball, caught by Tony de Zorzi of the bowling of Corbin Bosch. While the third wicket fell at 64. 32 runs later, they lost their third wicket. Shaun Williams, who scored a century in the first inning, was out after scoring 26 of 18 balls with the help of 5 fours. He was caught by Kyle Warner of the bowling of Corbin Bosch. While the fourth wicket, 4 runs later, fell at 68, and Prince Maswere was the fourth man to go, scoring 12 of 76 balls, caught by Wiaan Mulder of the bowling of Cody Yusuf. And then 4 runs later, Wesley Madware was the fifth man to go at 72 in the 31st over, and he was out without scoring. Faced 8 delivery and was out without scoring, caught by Kyle Warner of the bowling of Cody Yusuf. And the sixth wicket fell. 10 runs later, at 82, Zimbabwe lost their sixth wicket, and Takudzwanashe was the sixth man to go in the 33rd over, and he was also out without a scoring, caught by Corbin Bosch of the bowling of Cody Yusuf. While the seventh wicket fell at 165. The seventh wicket partnership put on 83 between Craig Ervine and Wellington-Masakadza. Craig Ervine 33 and Masakadza 52 in that partnership of 83 of 123 balls that took their total to 165 in the 53rd over, when they lost their seventh wicket, and Craig Ervine, the captain, was the seventh man to go, scoring 49 of 77 balls with the help of 7 fours. Fell 1 run short of his half century, caught by Tony de Zorzi of the bowling of Corbin Bosch. While 8 runs later, Zimbabwe lost their 8th wicket at 173. Vincent Masekesa was the 8th man to go, out after scoring 3 of the bowling of Corbin Bosch. He was clean bowled, and then the 9th wicket fell at 181, and Ervine-Masakadza was the 9th man to go in the 60th over, scoring his half century. He made 57 of 92 balls, hitting 9 fours, and his strike rate was 62, caught by Wiaan Mulder of the bowling of Keshav Maharaj. While the 10th and final wicket fell at 208, and Tanaka Shivanga was the last man to go, and he was out, stumped by Kyle Warner of the bowling of Brevis. He made just 1 run, while Blazing Muzaramani remained unbeaten on 32 of 29 balls, hitting 4 fours and 2 6. Zimbabwe batted for 66.2 overs and were all out for 208 runs. Looking at the South African bowling, Cody Yusuf, 9 overs 3 maiden, 22 runs and 3 wicket. Wiaan Mulder, 7 overs 2 maiden, 13 runs and no wicket. Khuena Mafaka, 10 overs 3 maiden, 28 runs and no wicket. Keshav Maharaj, 24 overs 7 maiden, 71 runs and 1 wicket. Corbin Bosch, 12 overs 2 maiden, 43 runs and 5 wicket. His 5 wicket haul, 5 for 43 from his 12 overs. And Devil Brevis, 4.2 overs, 22 runs and 1 wicket. So the summary of the match, South Africa in the first inning scored 418 for the loss of 9 wicket, and they declared their first inning. In reply, Zimbabwe were all out for 251, thus conceding a lead of 167 and taking a 167 runs lead. South Africa put on another 369 in their second inning, and altogether set a target of 537 for Zimbabwe in the fourth inning, and Zimbabwe, chasing that target, were all out for 208 runs, thus losing the match by 328 runs. Lhuan-dre Pretorius, who scored 153 in the first inning, was declared man of the match. Corbin Bosch, Maiden 5 helped South Africa complete monster win over Zimbabwe. A stubborn 7th wicket stand between Ervine and Masakadza only delayed the inevitable. The first ball of the day set the tone. Corbin Bosch wished Zimbabwe good morning by cramping Nick Welch with a sharp short delivery, which he ended up fending to short leg. That left Bosch on a hat-trick after he had Takudzwanashe Kaitano caught at third slip of what had turned out to be the last ball of the third day. Sean Williams avoided the hat-trick, but soon after, collapse of 4 for 18 left little scope for Zimbabwe to take the game deeper after South Africa had set them 537 to win. The visitors won by 328 runs soon after the lunch. From 82 for 6, Zimbabwean captain Craig Ervine and Wellington-Masakadza doubled the total in the fighting seventh-wicket partnership of 83. South Africa's frustration lasted for just over an hour as a superb diving catch by Tony de Zorzi, again at short leg, helped Bosch break their stand. Ervine departed on 49 to give Bosch his fourth wicket, and with that ended South Africa's irritation. Bosch bagged his maiden test fifer when 4 overs later he had Vincent Masekesa chopping on. That added to the milestone of scoring his first Test 100 with the bat on the first day and made Bosch the fifth South African to achieve that double in a Test. Eventually, his and Wiaan Mulder all-round heroics, coupled with debutant Lhuan-dre Pretorius 153 on day one, confined Zimbabwe to their heaviest defeat in terms of runs. But apart from that union between Ervine and Masakadza, Zimbabwe provided brief spells of entertainment on the fourth day. Although Williams arrived to bat in a tricky situation, he didn't hesitate in attacking the bowlers. He had 4 boundaries of his first 8 balls and fell for 26 of 18 balls when in the 25th over he ended up top-edging a short ball from Bosch to Kyle Verena. Cody Yusuf replaced Bosch in the 28th over and had Prince Maswe caught at second slip for 12. Yusuf fun continued with when Masle nicked to Verena in the 30th over, and Takudzwanashe found fourth slip in the 32nd. But Ervine and Masakadza blunted all that with a flurry of boundaries. Ervine had already swept, reverse swept and chipped Keshav Maharaj for boundaries, and Masakadza didn't shy away from playing his shots either. When on 10, Mulder had Masakadza dropped by Verena, and the life Masakadza got helped the stand grow. The partnership passed 50 in the 33rd over when Ervine reverse sweep Maharaj past slip as the left-arm spinner looked short of ideas both as bowler and captain. After the lunch, when Masakadza punched Bosch for 4 past gully to raise his maiden Test 50, his previous. After lunch, when Masakadza punched Bosch for 4 past gully to raise his maiden Test 50, his previous highest Test score was 17. There seemed to be no end to South Africa's misery, but when Bosch had Ervine caught by Tony de Zorzi, that started another collapse. Masekesa and Masakadza followed, but there was more annoyance in store for South Africa. Blessing Muzarabani, Zimbabwe's number 10, went for 4, 4 and 6 of part-time leg spinner Devil Brevis in the 64th over, and then smashed a 6 and 4 each of Maharaj in the 66th. Finally, 2 overs later, Brevis had his first Test wicket when Tanaka Shivanga chipped down the pitch and missed a ball outside leg and was a stump. South Africa now have 1-0 lead in the 2-match series.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.